This is logic game number 4, questions 18 through 23, on section 2 of PrepTest 60, which was given in June of 2010. Let's go ahead and read the stimulus together. A travel magazine has hired 6 interns, Farber, Gumbaric, Hall, Jackson, Conze, and Law, to assist in covering 3 stories: Romania, Spain, and Tuscany. Each intern will be trained as either a photographer's assistant or as a writer's assistant. Each story is assigned a team of 2 interns, 1 photographer's assistant and 1 writer's assistant, in accordance with the following conditions. Alright, so we have 6 people. We have F, G, H, J, K, and L, covering 3 stories: Romania, Spain, and Tuscany. Of these 3 stories, we know that there is 1 photographer's assistant and 1 writer's assistant assigned to each one. And so, finally what we know is that each of these interns will be trained as either a photographer's assistant or a writer's assistant. Okay, great. So this is definitely a grouping game. So let's go ahead and take a look at our rules. Our first rule says that G and L will be trained in the same field. So G and L have to be in the same field. Or in other words, they're either both going to be photographer's assistants or they're both going to be writer's assistants, meaning that they have to be in this orientation in some order. Our second rule says that F and K will be trained in different fields. So what that means is that F and K cannot be in this orientation. They cannot both be photographer assistants and they cannot both be writer assistants. They must be one or the other. So the way I'm going to understand that is that if we have this dividing line between photographer and writer, one of them has to be on top and the other one has to be on bottom of that line. Okay, our third rule says H will be trained as a photographer's assistant. Fantastic. Let's just put him here. Our fourth rule says Jackson is assigned to Tuscany, so J is in this category somewhere. And our last rule says K is not assigned to Spain, so no K in Spain. This is rule number 3, this is rule number 4, and this is rule number 5. Okay, so we've gotten through with all of our rules. Now it's time for us to draw inferences. And so the first thing I notice is that there's got to be some interplay between this rule, rule number 1, rule number 2, and rule number 3, because they determine what the possibilities are for what can go where. So let's start writing in red. Let's reproduce our diagram. R, S, and T. They're going to be photographer's assistants or writer's assistants. And let's think about what possibilities there are. So, we know H has to be up here somewhere. For the moment, let's just try and see if we can put G and L alongside H. So in other words, our 3 photographer's assistants are going to be G, L, and H. So fine, we have rule number 3 is satisfied, rule number 1 is satisfied. How about rule number 2? Rule number 2 tells us that F and K cannot both be the same thing. But if we've taken up all 3 slots up here already with H, G, and L, that forces F and K to both be writer's assistants, which we know can never be the case. So we know that G and L, therefore, can never be photographer's assistants. They must be writer's assistants. And the reason that must be true is that so we can fit one of F or K up here and the other one of F or K down here. Which means that the only remaining letter is J and the only remaining slot is as a photographer's assistant. This is your interplay between rules 1, 2, and 3, and this is a gigantic inference. Because this tells us basically everything we need to know. The only thing we don't know anymore is, number one, where these people fit into R, S, and T, and second of all, where F and K are. They can switch off. But let's transfer the rest of this over. So we know, in addition to H being a photographer's assistant, we know that one of F or K is also a photographer's assistant, and we know that J is a photographer's assistant. Down here, we know that G is a writer's assistant, L is a writer's assistant, and one of F or K is also a writer's assistant. So now we've taken care of rules 1, 2, and 3. So rule 1 goes goodbye, rule 2 goes goodbye, and rule 3 goes goodbye. They are accurately captured by our writing in blue. Now, let's think about this. What does rule number 4 say? Rule number 4 says that J must go to Tuscany. Well, if J must go to Tuscany, and we just figured out that J must be a photographer's assistant, we can go ahead and put him in directly. And so we've taken care of rule number 4. Rule number 5 says that K cannot go to Spain. But at this point, we don't know where K goes, so K can go here, here, or here, and we have no idea where. So let's go ahead and just leave that rule for now. So we've spoken for J. J must go to Tuscany as a photographer's assistant, and we know the elements that must fill these gaps. So with this knowledge in hand, let's go ahead and look at the questions. Alright, question 18 asks us, which of the following could be an acceptable assignment of photographer's assistants to stories? So like most first questions of every game, this is just going to be a test to see that we understand what the rules are. So, we're only concerned with photographer's assistants, which means that we're only concerned with possibilities that involve J, H, and one of F or K. Well, looking at the answer choices, the first thing that jumps out at me is that B, C, and D all have G as a photographer's assistant. Well, can that ever be the case? No. We already found out from our setup that G must always be a writer's assistant. And so immediately we can cross off B, C, and D because G can never be a photographer's assistant, which is, again, all we're concerned with. So we're left between a choice of answer choice A and answer choice E. So answer choice A has F in Romania, H in Spain, and J in Tuscany. Answer choice E has H in Romania, K in Spain, and J in Tuscany. Well, first things first, we know that J must go to Tuscany as a photographer's assistant. So as far as that's concerned, both of these are fine. Our elements are fine. Both of them have H and J, and one of F or K. We actually don't know which one is a photographer's assistant, so that's fine as well. So what is the only thing we have left to check? Well, down here, remember we have this rule that K cannot go to Spain. Is this rule violated by any of the remaining answer choices? The answer is yes. Here, K goes to Spain, which he can never do. So answer choice E is incorrect, meaning answer choice A must be correct. How about 19? If F is assigned to Romania, then which of the following must be true? Okay, so the first thing to realize is that now we know that F is assigned to Romania, but we still don't know whether he's a photographer's assistant or a writer's assistant. So let's just go ahead and examine both possibilities. R, S, and T. We know from our facts that J must go to Tuscany. We know from our facts that there is no K in Spain. Fantastic. We have two scenarios. So let's just make a copy of this and put it over here. Let's call this scenario 1. Let's call this scenario 2. Fantastic. So, in scenario 1, let's just say that F goes to Romania as a photographer's assistant, meaning that scenario 2, F goes as a writer's assistant. Well, let's start with scenario 1. if we have F and if we have J, and we know that F goes to Romania, what is left? Well, the only thing that's left is H, and the only slot that's left is Spain. So fine, let's put H in Spain. That coincides with our answer choice from 18, incidentally. Down here, we have G, L, and K, and all we know is that K cannot go in Spain. Other than that, we have no information about what goes where. So fine, let's just go ahead and leave that for now. Let's see if we can answer that question without having to get into those messy details. So let's go over to the second possibility, where F goes as a writer's assistant to Romania. Well, what do we know down here? If F is a writer's assistant down here, that means that G and L go in some order down here. We don't know what order, but they fill these slots. Which means that what's left up here is H and K. Well, what is the only other rule we're concerned with? We know that K cannot go to Spain. So if we're left with H and K cannot go to Spain, that means K must go to Romania as a photographer's assistant, and H must go to Spain as a photographer's assistant. So is there anything written in black that is in common between these two scenarios? And the answer is yes. We send Hall to Spain in both instances. So it must be true that H is the photographer's assistant that goes to Spain if F is sent to Romania. Is that an answer choice? Yes. That's answer choice B. Okay, let's keep going. Question number 20. If F and H are assigned to the same story as each other, then which of the following could be true? Okay, so we know now that F and H are assigned to the same story. One is a photographer's assistant, and one is a writer's assistant. And we know that since H is always a photographer's assistant, that means F must be a writer's assistant. So this is our new information. So let's go ahead and reproduce our diagram. J, and we have no K. This is an A. Okay, now we have H and F are together as a block here, because they are both assigned to the same story. We don't know which story, other than we know it can't be Tuscany. And then what's left? Well, we're spoken for H, we've spoken for J, and now we've spoken for F as well. So K must be up here, because remember our second rule says that K and F must always be separate. Down here, again, we have G and L. So let's start writing in blue. What does this mean? If K, let's start with K. If K is a photographer's assistant, where must he go? Well, he must go to Romania, because remember, there is no K in Spain. Meaning that there's only one possible place for this HF block to fit, and that's right there. G and L, we still have no idea what goes where. But other than that, this is what we've got. We've got H and F, who have to go to Spain together. We have K in Romania. We have J, who goes to Tuscany as photographer's assistant, and these are the only things we're unsure of. So the question asks us which of the following could be true. So answer choice A. Could F be assigned to Tuscany? No, because he's assigned to Spain. B. Could G be assigned to Romania? Yeah, he could. That should be our answer. Let's just double check. C. H is assigned to Romania. Can H ever be assigned to Romania? No, he's in Spain. Get rid of it. How about D? K is assigned to Tuscany. Can K be assigned to Tuscany? No, because he's up here, so he must go to Romania. Get rid of it. How about answer choice E? Law is assigned to Spain. Can L ever be assigned to Spain? No, because H and F must go there. And so we've convinced ourselves that answer choice B is the correct answer to question 20. Alright, let's take a look at question 21. 21 asks us, if F is a writer's assistant, then which of the following pairs could be teams of interns assigned to Romania? Okay, so let's reproduce our chart once more. Romania, Spain, and Tuscany. Now we know that F is a writer's assistant. So F is down here along with G and L, which means that H is up here along with K, and we know that J is the photographer's assistant in Tuscany. And our final rule is that there is no K in Spain. So the question asks us, which of the following pairs could be the team of interns assigned to Romania? Okay. Well, what we know about that is that, again, since K is up here as a photographer's assistant, K cannot go to Spain, therefore K must go to Romania, which means that H must go to Spain. It's the same rule as we just saw. Which means what? Which means that the correct answer choice must be some combination of K and someone else. And K must be the photographer's assistant in that pair. So immediately, looking at the answer choices, A, B, C, D, and E, we can get rid of answer choice A, answer choice B, and answer choice E, because none of those three contain K. Answer choice C proposes H and K. Answer choice D proposes K and L. Well, can H and K ever go to Romania together in this setup? No, because they must be together up here because they're both photographer's assistants. Which means that D had better be our answer. Can K and L ever go to Romania as the same team? And the answer is yes. You put L here, you put one of F or G here, you put the other one of F or G there, and that works. We have thus convinced ourselves that answer choice D is the correct answer to question 21. So now let's look at question 22. Question 22 says, if G and K are assigned to the same story as each other, then which of the following could be true? So now we know that G and K are a team. Well, we know G is a writer's assistant, which means that K must be a photographer's assistant. In other words, that this is the team that we're now stuck with. So let's reproduce our diagram. We know J goes here. Now we have that K and G are an inseparable team, which means what's left? H is left up here. L and F are left down here. Again, this fifth rule, that K cannot go to Spain, is the key rule to this question. So let's start writing in blue. K and G, wherever they go, they can't go to Tuscany because one of the spots in Tuscany is already spoken for. K and G cannot go to Spain because K can't go to Spain, so K and G must go here. Meaning that H goes here, and one of L or F goes in each one of those. So now this is what's going on. And so the question once again asks us, which one of the following could be true? Answer choice A says that F is assigned to Romania. Where can F go? Not Romania. Get rid of it. B says G is assigned to Spain. Can G ever go to Spain? No. Get rid of it. Answer choice C, H is assigned to Romania. No, because H is assigned to Spain. Get rid of it. How about D? Conze is assigned to Tuscany. Can K ever go to Tuscany? No, because he must go to Romania. Get rid of it. So E had better be the answer. E says that L is assigned to Spain. Can L be assigned to Spain? Yes. Either L or F can go there. So it could be true that L is the one that's selected. Answer choice E is the answer to question 22. And let's just go ahead and finish off this game by looking at question 23. Question 23 asks, which of the following interns cannot be assigned to Tuscany? So we have our list of F, G, H, J, K, and L. Let's go ahead and just carve out a little corner for question 23. We have F, G, H, J, K, and L. And we're asking who cannot be assigned to Tuscany. Well, first things first, we know that J is assigned to Tuscany So let's go ahead and get rid of him. J definitely can be assigned to Tuscany, so there's no way that he can be the correct answer. Now, the other piece of information we know is that J goes to Tuscany as a photographer's assistant, which means that anybody else who must be a photographer's assistant cannot go to Tuscany. Who's the only person we know that must be a photographer's assistant? H must be a photographer's assistant. So if H is an answer choice, then we are done. And you see that actually answer choice C says Hall, H. Since H is a photographer's assistant and J already takes that spot in Tuscany, we know that H can never go to Tuscany.